Hello and welcome to another episode of the Cryotos Maintenance Management Podcast. I'm your host, Bruce, and today we're diving into a really critical topic, the hidden costs of poor maintenance management. You know, we often hear about the direct costs like breakdowns or downtime, but there are so many hidden costs that can fly under the radar. And today we have Alex, a maintenance management and IoT expert, here to share his insights. Alex, welcome to the show. Thanks, Bruce. It's great to be here. I'm excited to discuss this topic. There's a lot more to poor maintenance management than just the visible costs. Absolutely. So let's kick things off. When we talk about poor maintenance management, most people think about things like machinery failure or lost productivity. But what are some of the hidden costs that organizations might not realize right away?
That's a great question, Bruce. One of the biggest hidden costs is unplanned downtime. It's not just the obvious lost production. It has a ripple effect. When a machine breaks down unexpectedly, it not only halts production, but can also cause delays in the supply chain, create a backlog in orders, and increase lead times. That downtime impacts labor as well. Employees are standing idle, and the repair costs often escalate because of the urgency. On top of that, there are the long-term impacts on customer satisfaction. If you keep missing deadlines, your reputation takes a hit, and that can be tough to recover from.
Yeah, and that's something we see a lot in industries, right? The immediate cost of downtime is obvious, but it's those secondary impacts like the strain on relationships with suppliers or customers that really add up. Now, how does technology like IoT play a role here? Could it help reduce some of these hidden costs?
Absolutely. IoT is a game changer. With IoT, you can monitor your assets in real time. For instance, IoT sensors can detect when a machine is operating inefficiently or when parts are beginning to wear down. This data can help maintenance teams predict when failures might happen, and they can address those issues before they lead to a breakdown. So instead of reactive maintenance, you're shifting to predictive maintenance, which is much more cost-effective.
That's really interesting. Predictive maintenance sounds like you could save a ton of money by catching issues before they escalate. But even with predictive maintenance, what about the costs of over-maintenance? Can that be a hidden cost too?
Definitely. Over-maintenance is an issue that's often overlooked. While preventive maintenance is essential, doing too much can lead to wasted resources. For example, changing parts or lubricating equipment when it's not necessary can be costly in terms of time, materials, and labor. Plus, unnecessary interventions can even shorten the lifespan of some components. The key is finding the right balance, having a system that's smart enough to know when maintenance is needed and when it's not.
Right. So it's about optimizing the maintenance schedule. Now, I know we also hear a lot about the labor costs in maintenance management. How do you see labor as a hidden cost?
Labor costs are huge. Many companies still rely on manual maintenance processes, which can lead to inefficiencies, errors, and inconsistent results. For example, if you have maintenance staff doing tasks based on paper logs or outdated systems, it's easy to miss a step or miscommunicate the status of an asset. That not only wastes time, but also puts additional pressure on your team. IoT systems, paired with AI, can automate and streamline many of these tasks, improving efficiency and reducing the need for reactive labor.
So reducing human error and improving communication can go a long way in cutting down labor costs. But what about the environmental costs? Can poor maintenance also have a hidden impact on sustainability?
Great point. Poor maintenance can definitely have environmental consequences. For example, poorly maintained machines often operate less efficiently, which means they consume more energy. That not only raises operational costs, but also increases your carbon footprint. Additionally, failing to properly maintain equipment can lead to leaks, spills, and other environmental hazards, which can result in costly fines and remediation efforts. A well-maintained system is a much more energy-efficient system.
So it's not just about cutting costs, it's also about being more sustainable and reducing your environmental impact. Now, before we wrap up, Alex, could you share a few actionable takeaways for our listeners to start tackling these hidden costs in their own organizations?
Absolutely. First, start by implementing an effective condition monitoring system. Utilize IoT sensors to track your assets in real time and predict failures before they happen. Second, get your preventive maintenance schedules right. Avoid overmaintenance and undermaintenance by using data-driven insights. And lastly, embrace digital tools from AI to cloud-based systems that help you automate tasks, improve communication, and streamline workflow. This will reduce labor inefficiencies and ultimately lower costs across the board.
Great advice, Alex. So much of this is about shifting from a reactive to a proactive mindset. Thank you for joining us today and sharing these valuable insights.
It was my pleasure, Bruce. Thanks for having me.
And thank you, listeners, for tuning in to this episode of Cryotos Maintenance Management. We hope you've gained some actionable insights into the hidden costs of poor maintenance management and how to address them with modern technology. Stay tuned for more episodes, and as always, keep your maintenance systems running smoothly. Catch you next time.